Hey everybody, Comic Book Steve here again with another haul. This one is I'm going to split this up into two videos, unless I get through this first stack pretty quick. I actually just came back from Boston ComicCon today. Didn't get to meet up anyone. Sorry about that. My wife and I, were really going through those aisles pretty quick. We just dropped off my mother-in-law at the airport early in the morning, so we're both pretty tired and hungry, and she's not a comic book fan, so even though she's a trooper, I could tell she was struggling to find something to focus on while I was sifting through bins all day. But like I said, she's a trooper, and I definitely got to look at every single dollar bin or bin that my heart could desire. And I got a ton of stuff. Well, maybe not a ton. I got a nice stack of stuff. Filled in some amazing Spidey gaps. I also got the first part of this video, since I'm late with shooting this video, is going to be the books I've picked up from the New England Comics 80% off, 35-cent book, 80% of back issues, 35 cents on dollar books. Of course, the store I went to, it's actually 90%. Other stores, the Brockton store held it at 80%. And they're not including any Amazing Spider-Man, Batman, Wolverine, or Deadpool books back issues, which sucks. I mean, I would have bought a lot more if Amazing Spider-Man was on sale. So that's lame, but I did get a bunch of stuff, more than I thought I would from the dollar bin, and a few back issues. Anyway, let's get into it because it's a pretty big stack, guys. I mean, I went a little nuts, running out of space, or at least not running out of space, but I just bought a box and I'm already looking at needing another one. I should just buy a bunch. Anyway, so we'll start with new releases for this week. Do I have new releases for last week? Maybe I showed those already. Hold on, thinking. Wait for it. Doing this on the fly. Okay. There we go. I did get new releases last week. Okay, this is for last week. Spider-Gwen number 10. Not bad. Still pretty cool series. Yeah, not much to say about that one. I also picked up Red Hood and the Outlaws Rebirth. I think this was, I think when I got this, it was still part of the 50% off new DC books at Newberry. So that was one of the reasons I got it. I also really like that I hope I didn't show these off before, but anyway, the only reason I really was interested in getting it was I like the idea of this team up being the anti-Trinity or whatever, but not a fan of the villains turning into anti-heroes. I liked Red Hood much more as like a Batman antagonist instead of like I'm part of the family now. So it's kind of weird. I also got from a few weeks back, I forgotten to get that Black Widow number 5. Yeah, awesome series if you're not reading it. I picked up Venom Space Knight 10 just because I love that cover, and I hear they're gonna start slowly bringing back the less heroic Venom. Maybe that's what it seems like. And the storyline going on now in this book seems to be hinting towards that. The next issue has him fighting Spider-Man, which I'm excited about. I also got from this past week Red Hood and the Outlaws, the variant. I love that cover. Couldn't pass that up. It's a slow burn story. Like the end of this issue is when Red Hood meets Artemis. So Bizarro hasn't even come into the picture yet. So I don't know if I'll follow this, but I think the idea is cool of having these characters team up as like a anti-Trinity. I also got Amazing Spider-Man 16, part of the Before Dead No More, the first part actually. I thought this book was awesome. I'm really excited for Dead No More, not only because I like the Clone Saga, but it just the idea of it sounds pretty exciting. I hope they don't blow it like Spider-Verse. I was super hyped for Spider-Verse, and they just kind of fell on the floor with it. But hopefully this one works out a little better. Then we got Spider-Man Deadpool number 8. Mostly picked up this one for the new Spider-Man costume inside. It's like a black and red costume, kind of like the symbiote costume, just with black instead of white, with some minor modifications to the spider. Like a Black Widow has a Black Widow symbol on his palm, which looks kind of weird. But anyway, I thought that was cool that they put a new costume in there. Too bad it's not on the cover. And it has first appearance of Itsy Bitsy. I guess he's supposed to be in the next issue. A weird name for a character, but she has the blood of Spider-Man and Deadpool in her. Whatever. It's a fun book though. I have to admit. Spectacular Spider-Man 142. This is starting the New England Comics haul. Some of these are from the dollar bin. I'll try to remember which ones. Most of them were from the dollar bin, so they were actually like 35 cents. So it was hard to. Most of these I would not never have gotten, but I would have probably passed up if it was still $1. But for 35 cents, I couldn't pass them up. I had a harder time passing them up. I also picked up. See, these were in the 35-cent bin. The Turner variants for some of the Fallen Sun one shots. I had seen these before when the dollar bin was still just the dollar bin at that store, and I passed them up because I don't have I'm not like a huge fan of Turner, so I figured I'd let someone else have a good day finding these. But they were still there, so I was like, fine, 35 cents each. I'll get them. I'll probably flip them. I'm not, like I said, I'm not like crazy into this mini series when it came out. And I'm not like a huge fan of Turner. I just couldn't pass them up for 35 cents. Then I also got Web of Spider-Man 102, part of Maximum Carnage. Spider-Man Clone Saga number 5. I think this one was actually from the back issue bin, I believe. So it ended up being like, I don't know, it was like $2 ticketed, so whatever 80% of that is. I'm not going to try to do the math in my head right now. Web of Spider-Man 71, 35 cents, sure. Iron Man 20, 35 cents. Spider-Man 56, part of the Clone Saga. Web of Spider-Man 126. Sensational Spider-Man 30. This one I just thought was cool because it had the Iron Spider in it. Spider-Man Unlimited. This one caught my eye because of the I forget his name. I can't believe it when other people do that. But I forget his name. It'll come to me later. But some of his covers are hot. I would bet if you did like a percentage, it's not like overwhelmingly with his covers. Not all of them are hot. It's probably just like a small fraction, but he's a well-known cover artist. Gabriel Dell'Otto, thank you. Brain, thanks for chiming in there. So I never saw this one before, so I thought I'd pick it up. 35 cents, sure is good. I also got this guy. I got this for the cover. I've been looking for this for a while, actually, for like in dollar bins. I mean, I'm sure I could have found it. I'm sure I could have found it on eBay, no problem, or like an online shop, but it's one of those books that whenever I saw team up books in the dollar bin, I'd try to flip to the end and see if they had this one. I like it because it's an homage of the first issue. This is the last issue. Has some different character placements, and Spider-Man's wearing his armor suit instead of the regular red and blue on the first cover. The disappointing part of this issue is that he doesn't wear the iron suit in the actual story. So why even bother put him on the cover? It's a cool cover there. Web of Spider-Man 45, Spider-Girl number 49, part of the explaining what happens in Spider-Man and Norman Osborn's last fight before Spider-Man retired. This one was also $1. This is Silver Surfer number 1. I got this for the first appearance of this lady. I don't know if they're going to do anything with her, but it was 35 cents, and its first appearance. Sure, why not? I've heard good things about this series, so if I like this issue, maybe I'll try to hunt down some of the rest. Marvel Team Up number 16. Just got this because it's part of the Darkhawk storyline, so that was cool. I have the first issue of that. Not sure what part that is. Marvel Tales 285. Got that just for the black costume on the cover. Rampaging Hulk 2. This is the first appearance of Ravage, a scientist who tricks Banner into giving him his blood or gamma transfer or whatever. So he turns into like a Hulk character who beats the Hulk up. He was actually in a video game. He was in the video game adaptation of the first Hulk movie, the Ang Lee one, which was a pretty good game actually. A little monotonous, but it looks great. It's good for a quick romp. But yeah, he's in that, and this is his first appearance. They haven't used him since. I can't remember what happens to the character at the end of this storyline, but I just thought it was cool to find that for 35 cents. Not like a not in demand book at all. But it would be a cool character for them to do in the movies if they ever did another Hulk movie. Web of Spider-Man 54, Spider-Man 62, Spectacular Spider-Man 218. Not sure if I already have that. Marvel Age Spider-Man number 7. I got this one because the cover caught my eye. I was like, who the hell is that on the cover? I was like, did they introduce a new villain in a Marvel Age book and then never use them again? So I picked it up. Who this is? This is actually a modern version of the Living Brain, oddly enough. But still, I thought it was interesting enough to pick up for 35 cents. This is probably the only one I'm like super excited about, even though it's not like an in-demand book at all. Mystic Arcania, Sister Grimm, number 1. I would go out on a limb and bet that this is the first solo Sister Grimm. Again, I don't know if they're going to use this character at all, but well, they use her in A-Force, which is nice to see her around. I don't know if they'll do a movie. There was talks about doing a Runaways movie around the time of the Iron Man movie being in production and all that, but that seems to have dropped off. But I think she's a cool character, and this looks like one of those books that had a low print run, and that if she ever was used and became like a hot character, it would be a pain in the ass to find. So 35 cents, figured why not. And it was one of those books that I had been like looking for in my peripheral speculator vision for a while. I just never like actually took a lot of time to look for it. So it was cool to find it. This is actually a new book. I forgot to put my new releases. Steve Rogers, Captain America 3. I like the storyline. I'm curious to see where it goes. Some of it feels very familiar. The Red Skull. That's just being a jaded comic book reader for years. I'm sure if someone's reading this for the first time, they're probably, blown away. But after reading Brubaker's run, everything else just feels like rehashing. That felt like a finale for the Red Skull. But I guess you can't keep these characters down. They're IPs. They make money. Then we got this one I got off eBay actually. I think that was there's still more from my New England haul, but some things are scattered about here. This one I got from eBay. It's part of the Spider-Man Emotion variants that connect. I've just been trying to get the harder ones to find, or the lower print runs. They're not like worth a lot, but I thought it'd be cool to collect them all if I can. I was hoping to find some at the Boston Con, but I didn't. So I grabbed this one off eBay for maybe $3. I would bet this is one of the lower printed ones. The unfortunate thing about these variants is that the art on, I would say 90% of them is kind of lackluster. Like this is a pretty poor shot. I mean, I don't know. It just seems really weird that Spider-Man's like grabbing his leg and Vulture is just hanging out there, and I guess that's Molten Man down at the bottom. Whatever. Yeah. So these would be really awesome if their art was done by like people who, I don't know, actually drew Spider-Man back in the day. If these guys did, and I'm forgetting, I'm gonna embarrass myself now, but I don't recognize any of the art here. Oh, there's another new one that I got that I forgot to show off. Civil War 2, number 4. I think I'm done with the series. The art is amazing. I just the long plotting going on. I'm having a hard time sticking around. Bendis needs to get things moving. Yeah, not super interested. Love the cover though. And the art inside is amazing. A coworker gave me these books here. I used to have them, but no longer do. So that was fun to get these again. Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, number 3, second print. Number 2, second print. And number 1, third print. So pretty cool. It was nice of him to bring those in from his collection that he wasn't interested in having anymore. And the rest of these books are going to be from the remaining New England Comics. Silver Surfer 46. Not a huge Adam Warlock fan at all, but my 90s brain made me buy this because it was a sought-after book back when the Infinity Gauntlet was coming out, and shortly thereafter during the whole Infinity Trilogy. This is the return of Adam Warlock, so I picked it up, 35 cents. You know, can't beat it. Ultimate Spider-Man number 12. This is probably, if you put a gun to my head, this is one of my top 5 single issues of Spider-Man in general. This one, I remember reading it in college, and I almost burst out laughing back in class while I was reading it. Not that I was reading while class was going on, but during like a, we get there before the class starts. I got my books. I start reading it, and then the end part where he's reading the jokes to Kingpin almost made me burst out laughing. I thought this issue was pretty fantastic, and the following issue is also really amazing. So I'll probably pick that one up since it's certainly cheap. Web of Spider-Man 114, first cameo of Ben Reilly in his return marathon leading up to the Clone Saga. AVX number 8, Avengers vs. X-Men, the 6th print, first issue. I would pick that up. This one was part of the 50% off sale, or 80% off sale. This is the Sorrentino variant to the Black Vortex Guardians of the Galaxy 24. This is Gamora's cosmically enhanced self. Pretty simplistic cover, but I thought it was pretty striking, and I think it was ticketed at 5, so it's 80% off that, which is a pretty good deal in my book. Spirits of Venom, or Spirits of Vengeance, number 5. Punisher 2099, number 1. First appearance of the guy who would later become Venom 2099. Next Wave, number 1. Always one of those books I pass up, but for 35 cents I could not pass it up any longer. Spider-Man's Tangled Web 11. I got this for the Darwin Cook art. Great artist. I wish he had done more Spider-Man stuff. It would have been really awesome, but as far as I am aware, this is the only one he had done. Maybe like pinups here and there, but this one actually has some damage on it, which I didn't realize when I picked it up, which sucks, but still, it's great art. And then the first part of the World War Hulk tie-in in Iron Man. Love that cover. Absolutely love that cover. The other one I probably could have done without, but this one I definitely was excited to see in the 35-cent bin. That is about it for my New England Comics haul. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff. Nothing like super flashy or anything, but a lot of good deals. I couldn't pass up for 35 cents. and 80% off. Yeah, so I'll do my New England Comics video now, and I'll probably post them a little staggered. But yeah, thanks guys.